final few seconds. Colin Gillespie will dribble it across the timeline, and that'll do it. Suns win. 123-114, the final score tonight in New Orleans. They win on back-to-back nights over the Pelicans and have won 3 straight for the first time since November. They improved to 18-13 on the season.
Set takes the snap, drops back to throw, fires to the right, and it is pulled in by McBride. He's tackled at the 41. Trey McBride has set a new NFL record for catches by a tight end in a single year. That is 117 on the season for McBride.
Well, good afternoon. A big Monday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio Phoenix 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and we are on the Arizona Sports app. Welcome in, and we are presented to you by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Our last Monday night game here at Biggs American Grill in the P83 district. This is where the West Valley goes for football. Get you set for the Rams and Falcons tonight. And at halftime, 20 fans, the last chance to get a chance to roll the dice for $10,000 as we're going to get into that today. Before we get rolling here, you guys wanted me to kind of discuss what I've been going through this morning.
Yes, Roc. You okay over there?
Yeah, just checking with you. Just make sure you're all right, old man.
Me? So I did a new type of therapy today.
Okay.
You know I need therapy, Manuch, but this one is called PRP.
Don't we all?
It's platelet-rich plasma.
Ooh.
And what this is they take your blood.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
They then spin it for 20 minutes, and then they inject it back into your body, into your back, like a stem cell.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
But plasma.
Okay.
So basically, they took my blood, and then they spun it, and then they put it in my L4, L5, and then my L5, S1. The only challenge was, so first of all, I get poked for the blood. Then, it's all female doctors, so it makes it a little bit easier, I guess.
Sure. They're more gentle with you?
I guess. They say, it's just going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It hurt like hell.
I bet it did.
So the first one, your head's like just on the what do you call it?
On the table
On
there?
the table, yeah.
Yeah.
And your head's in the hole and all that stuff, and I'm holding on as hard as I can because, you hear about epidural shots, and I've had those before in my back, but I've never had this where they're actually going to put fluid into your back.
Wow.
Which is supposed to basically promote the healing, reduce the pain, and, for your joints, ligaments, and, I'm dealing with a pretty severe back issue. So first one, it hurt like hell, right? And I'm like, okay. And she's like, all right, we're gonna go one in, and then I'm gonna have to
done the shots before the surgeries.
I've done all that.
Gone everything, but I've never heard of the plasma. I've heard of the stem cell, but I've never heard of the plasma, how that all works.
It's pretty popular.
So you've been poked pretty good today.
It's pretty cheap too.
Is it really? Facetiously said,
look at that face.
$10,000 is whole
Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah, it's pretty expensive. But there's other stuff because I'm going through. So before this started, I had to do STEM and all that. You guys have done STEM, and then I'm on a decompressor.
Right.
So it's a machine, not the typical decompressor that you guys grow up with. They just kind of stretch it.
Yeah.
This thing kind of I don't know what they call it, but it basically it kind of pulls you a little bit, but it's It's not a full pull, and it's going really slow, and you can't move. You can't move at all. You can't move your hands. You can barely breathe, and you're tied into that thing, and it gives you some relief because it's essentially. So I have to do that part of this process that 10
Stretching out.
G's.
Like
It's 30 half-hour sessions on steel.
Oof.
So I'm trying everything.
Yeah, do all you can before surgery. That's what they say.
But I already done surgery. I won't do surgery.
I know, but you don't want to do it again. I think that's.
You won't have to do it again.
Well, hopefully you don't have to do
If
it.
I'm done, I'm done.
I hope this works. I hope
done.
this works for you.
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, it's just a sciatic.
Yeah.
It's not like golf. I can do anything, but it just can't. You can't walk.
Yeah. So the testimony of wellness to the nth degree is what it sounds like. I mean, you're going
this
above
isn't
and beyond.
this isn't a wellness center, but this is a
No, but I mean,
this is a
you getting well. I mean, that's the whole thing. Getting
yeah,
well.
I'm like, you might as well. I mean, 57 years old, effing mess. All right, let's get rolling because this weekend in Arizona sports gave us two very different feelings, and both of them matter. Let's start with the Cards because what we saw in Cincinnati wasn't just a loss; it was a warning sign. 37-14 loss, where the Bengals had the ball for over 40 minutes. Arizona had it for 19, and the Cardinals never looked like they had anything, even at the flip of the coin. No run game, no rhythm, no spark, and the toughest part was the body language, and we'll get into that. As you could talk talent gaps all you want, but when a team looks flat in late December, that's when people start asking those uncomfortable questions about prep, about leadership, about coaching. One exception is Trey McBride. We'll get into that later. I'm not going to waste my time talking about him because it seems like that's all we're talking about. It's sad that your tight end leads your team in receptions. It's not a real proud record to have this year when your team has won 3 games and your tight end is your leading receiver. That's BS. Let's just be honest there. But let's flip the page. Suns, they gave us an opposite emotion. 2 wins over the Pelicans. Different styles, same result. One game was built on toughness and rebounding. One was built on shooting and depth. And then, yes, it got chippy. It got emotional. It even crossed the line, but the Suns responded. They didn't fold like we see with the Cardinals. Devin Booker set the tone of both nights. So you have the Suns, you have the Cardinals, and that's the contrast today. One Arizona team is searching for an identity. One Arizona team is showing edge, maybe too much at time, but winning. So Cardinals, talent or coaching? And with the Suns back on the floor tonight in Washington, we'll ask the real question, are they just winning games or starting to look playoff ready?
I think they're starting to look playoff ready, if you ask me. I disagree. I think 5, you played without Jalen Green, and you played 5. We had 5, 6 guys come off the bench. I mean, they're getting things done without their stars. And I think that Devin Booker, talk about a guy that's taken his game, seemed like the last 6 games to on new level leading scorer. But I just, they're beating the teams they're supposed to beat.
Yes.
But they're winning in a way as far as what I consider a team that's hitting on all cylinders, mostly on all cylinders, but they're distributing the basketball better than I saw the last couple of years.
I agree with the point, what you just stated, that they are distributing the basketball and they are winning games. But let's face facts here. They will not be able to compete with Denver, with San Antonio, with OKC, with
We're
Houston.
just talking about making the playoffs.
I understand that. But Roc's question was, do they look like a playoff team? I'm not ready yet to anoint them as a NBA playoff team until I see Jalen Green on the court getting major minutes, and then I want to see how the team reacts to that. And then I want to see, after we get past the February trading deadline, how things all play out. So am I impressed that they are winning games? Absolutely. We did not expect them to be over 500 at this time of the year.
They're over-delivering to the
Yes,
fan
they
base.
are. Yes, exactly.
Playoff ready? No. I
Yeah.
agree with you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
They're not playoff ready.
Right.
As a homer, he's going to say they're
I
playoff
know.
ready.
I know.
That's just normal.
No,
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
Because this team is over-delivering to the fan base.
Well, if they're 7th out of 10, and they beat without Jalen
It's
Green,
December.
I get it, but look how well they're playing. You have Allen out, you got Green out, Williams is going to be out today. I mean, look what they've done with what they've had, and on top of that, as many guys as he's played, I think is a benefit. How well they're all playing and winning the games they're supposed to, and I think they're only going to get better with Jalen Green.
You would hope so.
Yeah, we'd hope so. And I think that at that point, they're even more playoff ready. I think they're in playoff ready right now as far as where their standing is. But I think if they can keep this up, they're more than playoff ready. Now, again, will they win the Western Conference? Probably not. We all get that, but I think they're a playoff-ready team right now, as well as he's got them playing.
Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what our conversation will be tomorrow with a Washington team that has won 4 of their last 7. They're a bad team. However, they're finally coming together now. They beat Memphis twice, they're okay. They beat a bad Indiana team. They beat a decent, I guess, Toronto team. But that's it. So, but if they would lose this game today,
yes,
then where are we? Do we ask the question again? Are you going to answer it the same way if they lose to Washington?
Absolutely, yeah. See, it's every once in a while that blind squirrel like Washington finds a nut periodically.
I don't know about that. All right, coming up, Cards locker room. Gannon on the injuries, the defensive breakdowns, and how fast the game got ugly, plus Trey McBride on breaking records in a loss. It's a replay rewind next. This is Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B on ESPN Radio Phoenix, on FM at 98.7 HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Sun Devil men's basketball is heating up, and now you can build a ticket plan on your terms. With the Sun Devils mini plan, you choose any 6 home games you want, including the biggest Big 12 matchups of the year, Kansas and Arizona. Lock in the rivalries, circle the heavy hitters, or stack your schedule with weekends that work for you. 6 games, your choice, your vibes, your Sun Devils. Grab your mini plan today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Now it's time for our Replay Rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in Replay Rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD2.
All right, let's get to our Replay Rewind. We're out here at Biggs in Peoria in the P83 district for tonight's Monday night game, last one of the season. And then when we turn the page into 2026, we're going to be out here quite a bit. January, February, March. We're going to be doing some really cool spring training promotions. We got a really cool promotion where we're going to be giving away an opportunity for a bunch of people to actually have VIP tickets at one of the games across the street. So I believe it's a Padres. I don't know, Connor, you correct me. I think it's Padres D-backs, and it's going to be a really cool deal. So we'll have more on that. We'll launch that right after the Super Bowl. But we'll be out here different times in January, February, and March. But let's get to the Cards locker room and Jonathan Gannon. Here he is after the game. Jonathan Gannon was asked how much of this loss had to do with all the injuries the Cardinals are dealing with.
I feel good about the guys going out there. We got to coach better so they play better.
Very well
simple.
said. Very well said, Jonathan Gannon. You nailed it right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's apropos.
Yeah, but he said that after every game that they've lost.
No, that was
he said we got to coach better.
Well, that
every game.
It was specific about the injuries, which we've all been saying that's not the deal.
I know.
So the injuries, that was addressed. Finally, somebody said, because everybody else is talking about the injuries.
Yes.
He said, no, we got to coach better. We got to get these guys ready. I've been saying that for, 8-9 weeks
You
now.
have.
That look at all the other teams. I mean, look at San Francisco's defense. They're a shell of what they are, and look at their offense. They've got 4 or 5 guys missing there.
Yeah, Kittle didn't play last night.
Williams didn't play last night. Ayuk's, who knows where the hell he's
Yeah,
at.
really.
Debo's gone. I mean, I can go on and on and on about how they win because they coach them up better. So, Jonathan Gannon, touche.
All right, here's Gannon also pointing to the defense and what they simply didn't do well enough.
Well, third down, we didn't do a good enough job today. You know, they're over 70%, and versus a good offense, you're going to get a lot of points scored on you if that happens, which is what happened.
And, again, they're on the field for 40 minutes for the Cardinals, 19 minutes.
Yes.
And the other thing that was interesting, we talked about the woeful tackling that we've been talking about. I don't know if you guys heard this. Moose Johnson, Daryl Johnson, he came up with a stat. He said, this is a very interesting stat. He said the Cardinals lead the league with yards after contact given up. He said there's been over 1,200 yards given up of yards after contact. That's not talent.
Well,
that's want to tackle.
We'll put that in perspective. What's number 2? If 1,200 is that, I want to know what the second one is. Because if it's 1,100, then it's not big a deal.
Yeah, but I mean, for that 1,200 yards,
I'd be curious what.
Who's number 2?
Give me the perspective because that's not something we follow.
But I mean, that's still talk about yards after contact. I mean, it's still a lot of yards. Over
That's a ton.
1,000 yards.
But how does that relative to Cincinnati Bengals? How many they do, or the Oakland Raiders?
Well, I will say this. I know where you're going, but no matter them, Cardinals, whatever. It just goes to show lack of intensity. Because when you're playing pro football, folks, you're a pro defensive player. You should know how to tackle. To me, it's just lack of aggressiveness and intensity why there's so many yards after contact.
All right, more on Gannon. The Cardinals actually felt decent early, but he said the game snowballed in a hurry.
Yeah, I mean, we know they can score a bunch of points. It's just, when you don't get off on third down, and we had chances, especially particularly in the first half, and they extended drives, that's what's going to happen. You leave him on the field, he's going to score points. So that's why I said that the game came down to me was third down. Both sides, they did a better job than we did.
All right, Manuch, come on, quarterback boy, answer this for me then. How good is Joe Burrow when he is healthy?
Oh, he's one of the best.
Is he top 3?
Yeah, he's one of the top
3.
I don't know if I'd say top 3, but he's one of the top quarterbacks in NFL. And I think
top 10, top 15,
I
32
quarterbacks. I put at least top 10. Yeah, when he's
I have him there with Mahomes, Burrow, and also that guy in Buffalo who had an errant throw for the 2-point conversion.
That was great. I loved it.
I know you did.
I know he put him in the top 5 as far as top quarterbacks when he's ready. But the thing that I think that Gannon, the reason why it got out of hand is you have Darren Hall and Denzel Burke whiff on Jamar Chase going in the sideline and see these guys consistently whiff on the next drive, then went down and scored. I just, at that point, said these guys don't want to be there. They could care less. They've already got their vacations booked after the season. That, to me, was a tall tale sign. That team was not ready to play or did not want to play in that game.
I think they didn't even get off the bus. That's the way I felt about that game.
It kind of looked like Tennessee Titans, the JV team that came in town.
Yes, that beat the Cardinals. Yeah, now. I guess
really? Who's the JV team now, Manuch?
Yeah.
We're taking you back to September where Manuch called the Tennessee Titans a JV team when they came into town and they won.
I said the JV team at the time beat the Arizona Cardinals. So you're right. You're finally right. The Cardinals are the new JV team. They have been for the entire season as much as they're getting beat.
All right, Trey McBride keeps setting records. Here's Gannon talking about it. He knows it comes with mixed emotions when it happens in a loss.
I'm proud of him. He shows up to work every day and battles, and he's one of the best players out there. You know what I mean? And that's really cool. I'm down about the team, and I know he's down about the team, but I don't want to overlook that. He's had a fantastic year.
And he has had a fantastic year, but he's really
the only guy.
He's the one-trick pony.
That's it.
For the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I will say this. Michael Wilson has done a hell of a job of stepping up and being that consistent guy. He and Wilson, I'd say McBride, Wilson, and Jacoby Brissett are the most consistent offensive players they've had the last, let's say, 10 games since Brissett's playing. And I think that whatever bonus that Trey McBride is going to get, he needs to share. They give a commission to Jacoby Brissett for having him in there and realizing where to go to the ball. But I thought what you brought up earlier, Roc, was correct. How sad is this offense when your tight end is your leading receiver week in and week out? Okay, Wilson has his 3 or 4. Marv Harrison, this is hurt or not. Okay, if he's hurt, why is he out there? Because he was a non-factor from the get-go.
Correct.
So all you had was a tight end and one receiver?
That's it.
That was it. And that's embarrassing for a National Football League team.
You have 0 running game.
You have 0 running game. You got no blocking. Jacoby Brissett is back there, probably one of his worst games as far as misfiring. But, that's all he can do is find his tight end.
So the number of NFL teams that have had a tight end lead their team in single-season receptions has only happened 11 times, ever. You could go back to 2023, Evan Ingram. He had 114 with the Jags.
Yeah.
You could go back to 2021. Mark Andrews, former Desert Mountain kid, he had 107 with the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, it's all, and even Travis Kelce in 2020, 105. Raiders Darren Walker, 2020, he had 107. I mean, it's a trend in the 2000s, right?
Sure.
I mean, in the 60s, only one time. Lionel Taylor, Denver Broncos, 1961. And then 1994, you had Ben Coates. Remember Ben Coates? 96
The Patriots.
Yep. But other than that, it's all been guys that we know of. The Zach Ertz, Jason Witten's, and now Trey McBride. So it's not very common at all, even though we are so used to the tight end being such a big part of the game now. But I think it's an embarrassment that you have a first-round pick who, this hasn't done what.
Yeah. Roc, he's a no-show.
He is. Yeah. I mean, when you have a lineman that's got better numbers than he does, what do you say about that? It's all right. I'm not taking anything away from Trey. We all like Trey McBride.
Yep.
But if Joe Burrow's up for a trade, I'm trading him.
Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah. In a first-round pick. All right, let's go. Let's stay in the Cardinals locker room. We only got a couple of minutes, but here's Trey McBride on being the franchise all-time leading, a single-season leading receiver.
Yeah, maybe when I'm all said and done. But obviously it's really cool. Yeah, it's cool. Thankful for my teammates, my coaches, Jacoby, all those guys. It's cool to get it in 16 games too, I didn't want anyone to give me a hard time about that. So glad we got that. But honestly, it doesn't really matter. I'd love to have won the game. Would love to have played better as an offense, but just wasn't there today.
Dink and dunk.
And thank God the Cardinals have Trey McBride. Let me just say that.
He is the only bona fide player on the field right now.
All right, one more on Jonathan Gannon's job security. Here he is when asked what he's seen from this team that proves he's the right guy moving forward.
I think their effort and energy and enthusiasm there. I think they're educated. They have belief. But we got to coach and play better. There's no doubt.
Why do you say they're educated?
How we do things on a daily basis.
Of course he believes it. It's his team.
I'm sure.
I'm tired of this play hard BS.
It's kind
you
of
get
like
paid to play hard, don't you?
It's like it's almost like that guy that he studies really, really hard. I see him study hard, but he keeps getting Fs on his tests.
Yeah, you got to remember these kids these days. And you participation trophies. Same thing there, right? I mean, this is the way it is. They're they're getting all this accolades for participation.
Happy Meal at McDonald's.
Yeah, let's go get some popcorn and ice cream out.
That's how well the National Football League is about results.
All right, today's replay is brought to you by Lerner & Rowe. In a wreck, need a check, make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always at lernerandrowe.com. Again, one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. All right, coming up next, former NFL quarterback Rudy Carpenter will join us, and we're talking Cardinals for real. This team looks flat. The offense has no identity. The coaching seat is getting hot, or it is really hot. But is it fixable? We will talk to him next. But here is your local ESPN 620 Sports Center update with Connor Collins.
It's now time for your Roc Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Connor Collins. The Phoenix Suns are coming off a 123-114 win over the Pelicans on Saturday, though they'll be without Mark Williams after the NBA suspended him for one game following an altercation with Jose Alvarado. Phoenix hits the road tonight to face Washington, but they'll be without the big man. In college hoops, the top-ranked Arizona Wildcats are a perfect 12-0 as they close out non-conference play tonight at home against South Dakota State. And in the NFL, the Cardinals dropped another game in a disappointing season, but tight end Trey McBride continues to make history with an NFL record 109 receptions and counting with 1 week remaining in the regular season. We're live at Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district, right across from the Peoria Sports Complex. For the Rams at the Falcons, $15 big burgers built for game day, $7 draft beer mugs all night, and at halftime, 20 fans roll the jumbo dice for their shot at $10,000 cash. It's where the West Valley goes for football. Rudy Carpenter joins the guys next.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org.
The biggest game of the year is coming, and at Backyard Desert Ridge, it always sells out. Lock in the best seat in the house now. Reserve your table today and pick the perfect spot, right in front of the massive LED wall or surrounded by more than 50 high-def TVs. Great food, ice-cold drinks, and wall-to-wall action so you don't miss a single play. Every year fills up fast, and once it's gone, it's gone. Don't wait. Swing by Backyard Desert Ridge and secure your big game seat today.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher. Because when I'm a teacher, I can help kids to learn and chase their dreams.
PI, a defect of the immune system, affects millions of children. Early and accurate diagnosis and treatment give children like Sam a chance to achieve their dreams.
It takes a lot of caring teachers to make school fun. It took a lot of caring people to keep my dream alive. And now, because of them, I can be head of the class.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
Hey, y'all, I'm Kelly Clarkson. Every American dreams of creating a better life for his or her family, but in some communities, those dreams face difficult challenges. When we come together to help those in need get the same opportunities as everyone else, we truly are making our country a better place to live for all of us. So look for volunteer opportunities in your community to help others achieve the American dream, all right? This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Cats are masters at using up their 9 lives, like chasing laser pointers into walls or jumping onto high shelves. But the one thing cats never do, text while driving. So be like a cat and protect your one and only life. Don't text and drive.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Here to talk football is former Sun Devil and NFL quarterback Rudy Carpenter, who went 3-0 against that team in Tucson.
Deep ball again by Rudy Carpenter. He reads it, it's zone coverage, gets behind the safety.
Rudy Carpenter now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Snap to Brissett. 5-step drop, steps up, gets hit, gets the pass away, left side into the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown by Trey McBride, having arguably the greatest single season in NFL history by a tight end.
Yep, he made history. He is the cornerstone player for the Arizona Cardinals, and that's about it. It's getting tougher each and every Monday when our next guest, Rudy Carpenter, comes on to talk Cardinals football with him. We could have just jumped to ASU Duke, but we do need to talk to him, and he is gracious enough to give us his time each and every Monday. All right, Rudy, from a quarterback's perspective, when a team looks flat early, like they did yesterday, the Cardinals against Cincinnati, is it usually preparation? Is it leadership? Is it a morale, or is it all the above?
Well, yeah, I think in this situation, it's all the above. I think right now you're in a situation where these guys know they're not playing for much. There's a lot of uncertainty in regards to personnel, coaches, GMs, everything else. And I'm sure a lot of these guys are looking at it saying, hey, man, I'm just trying to get through these last couple of weeks without having any major injuries, without getting hurt. And they're already making their vacation plans.
And on top of that, Rudy, how motivated, these guys make so much money. Are they motivated to reach those incentives, even though they're going through this kind of a season?
Just depends who they are. Not everybody has incentives. Some guys have incentives, some guys don't. The guys that have incentives, they want to make that money. They want that money. They'll do anything to get that money. And, they're of course motivated. In my viewpoint, everybody should be motivated in the sense that everybody's always being evaluated. Everybody's playing for their job each and every week. Everybody's playing for their job next year, for a contract extension, to not get cut, to be brought back, whatever it may be. And so, all of that, should be very important to all of these guys. But at this point, when your high-paid guys are probably checked out, when your high-paid guys are probably just trying not to get hurt, when your high-paid guys are, deciding whether or not they even want to be here next year, sometimes you get a group of young, motivated guys that want to come in. But at the end of the day, that's great, and they will come in. But when you're playing against teams this late in the season that are still playing to get in the playoffs or playing for better seeding or home field advantage, it's really hard for those, younger guys to compete against some of the NFL's best players every week at their position.
Rudy, when you watch NFL, it's never say never. Teams can come back in the third and fourth quarter. We've seen it happen over and over again. With the Cardinals, when you watched that game yesterday, was there anything in particular early on that kind of went through the first quarter that you went, they're just not dialed in, they're not into whatever, that gave you the effect that they probably still won't be able to come back in the fourth quarter? Was there anything in particular that you noticed?
I don't know. I mean, I really, hate to say this because I think it's like an indictment on the coaching staff, and that's not really what I'm trying to do, because I don't think that it's their fault. But to me, it just, from the very first snap until the end, just looked lackluster. I don't know. It just looked like they're just trying to get through. I don't know.
Is
Michael
Michael
look that way to you guys? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did, Rudy. Is Michael Bidwell going to have to make the difficult decision then to change coaches, or because of all of the injuries, even though we have seen what has happened here to close out the season, does that save Jonathan Gannon?
Yeah, and I think that's the tough question. For me, I've always been irritated that people always think the best answer is just to fire the GM and fire the coaches, because the Cardinals have been doing that for a long time, just like every other team and organization who doesn't win regularly, right? And they bring in a new coach and a new GM, and it doesn't seem like that fixes it either. And so to me, like I said, Michael Bidwell is building a brand new practice facility. He's putting in a lot of money to try to make the accommodations for the players up to par with the rest of the league. They're trying to, he obviously thinks that's important and trying to compete that way, which I'm assuming he thinks will help them be able to acquire bigger free agents and yada, yada, yada. And I think that at the end of the day, I think it's just more of a talent issue than it is a coaching issue. And, the scouting department needs to be reevaluated. The coaching staff needs to be reevaluated. All the players need to be reevaluated. But again, I just think that you guys would agree, because I say it on this show, I feel like every Monday, which is, hey, I just think there's a really big talent gap between the best players for the Arizona Cardinals and the best players from the rest of the league. And I think there's a depth issue. Trey McBride is a great player. He'd be great on every other team. I love Calais Campbell, love him. He's probably a Hall of Famer, right? But it's like when he's like one of your most productive players on the defensive line, kind of a problem. He's supposed to be like an every now and then player that's there to mentor guys. He's not supposed to be your best guy.
So, Rudy, if that's the case, it's a talent level. It's a talent thing, okay? The Cardinals are going to land a very high draft pick. Do you trust the current structure to develop that player?
Yeah, that's the tough question. This is a quarterback-driven league, and until you get the quarterback situation figured out, you're going to have a problem. But in my viewpoint, like you hear Urban Meyer say week in and week out, this is a line of scrimmage game. And until you get the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball figured out, I don't know that it's going to matter who your quarterback is or who your receivers are or who your running backs are. And at the same time, I'm sure if you went and met with the coaching staff, they will, and the GM, they will give you 780,000 stats as to why it's not them, and it's the fact that they've just had an unimaginable year when it comes to injuries. And I think all of that stuff is true. But at the end of the day, you look at a guy like Mike Vrabel. Wherever Mike Vrabel has gone, he's been successful. Whether he's won Super Bowls or not is beside the point. He takes over Tennessee, they become a perennial playoff team. He goes to New England, he becomes a perennial playoff team and has guys like Drake May going to the Pro Bowl right away, right? So clearly he understands, how to win football games. And there's, very few coaches out there that are like that. And when you find them, you obviously can't, let those guys go. Is Jonathan Gannon that guy? I don't know. I know Nick Sirianni is, right? Mike Vrabel is.
Yep. Rudy, we appreciate you, man, each and every Monday. We look forward to talking to you next year. And just a quick one, how do you think they're going to match up, the Sun Devils, against the Dukies?
Who's playing? That's the problem. I don't know.
Yeah, 35 guys I saw. 35 guys aren't going to play.
Good point, Rudy.
All right. The JV team for ASU is playing cool. I don't know.
Freshman team.
Probably going to be hard to beat Duke. They don't have a lot of guys that are opting out, I bet.
Yeah.
And Rudy, you just see, I guess, the 26th quarterback entered the portal today, the kid from North Texas State, the Messemeyer kid, whatever.
Yeah.
They're all available and out there. Have you watched that young man play? I've watched him several times in Texas.
But that kid's a first-round pick.
Yeah.
I'm the agent. I represent Sean Paul Brophy, who was his quarterback coach at North Texas and is now the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma State. I've been watching this kid for years. That kid's a first-round pick. That kid should enter the portal. The portal and the NIL is meant for that kid. A kid who didn't play in high school. He developed late. He went to North Texas as a walk-on, and he played himself into a great position. The portal is meant for a kid like that, to get into the portal, to go to a big program and make millions of dollars. The portal's not meant for Sam Levitt. It's not meant for Dylan Raiola. It's not. These guys were already at a big program making millions of dollars. Those guys just have their own issues, their own loyalty and personal issues. The portal was meant for a guy like Drew Mestamaker. It was meant for a guy like they had before at North Texas, Chandler Morris. He bounced around, couldn't play, finally played at North Texas, had a great year, and the University of Virginia offered him $1.5 million to come be their starting quarterback, and he took him to the ACC championship game. That's who the portal is for, not these guys who already have a starting job and are already making millions of dollars. I don't understand that.
Yeah, great point. That's a good point. Rudy, good stuff, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Happy New Year.
Take care.
That's Rudy Carpenter joining us. Coming up, the NFL playoff picture is tightening, and the chaos is coming. 2 division titles, both number 1 seeds, all still up for grabs heading into Week 18. We will dive into all the biggest NFL storylines next. This is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN Radio Phoenix, on FM at 98.7 HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencia's.com.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
It went in. The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best. Tee it up at the 2026 WM Phoenix Open, February 2nd through the 8th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
At Stretch Lab, it's not just athletes getting better. It's everyday people moving and feeling their best. Each one-on-one session is customized to you, guided by certified flexologists who help improve mobility, flexibility, and recovery. Whether you're chasing touchdowns or chasing the kids, Stretch Lab keeps you loose, strong, and ready for anything. Stretch your potential today. Find your nearest location at stretchlab.com.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000. Mondays, Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
Parents, tired of conversations that go nowhere?
How was your day? Fun.
With conversation starters from parenting.org, you can turn fine into fun.
What was the funniest thing that happened today?
I was sitting next to Piper at lunch, and she had this, chicken fish patty thing.
Text CONVO to 51550 for weekly conversation starters, from silly to serious. And connect more with parenting.org from Boys Town.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First, drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow. You sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Live from Biggs at P83, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's getting you set for tonight's game. Giveaway specials and the game on every screen.
Schleister looks at Conley. Throws it short. It's intercepted. Charlie Bowman, the middle guard, intercepted it. Schleister looked into the middle of the short man, and he threw it right in Bowman's hands. The first turnover by Ohio State. And we got a big fight going on. The officials buried in the middle.
Yeah, and back in 1978, the legendary Ohio State football coach Woody Hayes ended his career by punching a Clemson player after an interception in the Gator Bowl. If you recall, he was fired the next day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I watched that video again today, and I was just like, oh, man, he just grabbed him and basically punched him in the neck.
Yep.
It was a shot.
I couldn't believe it, and I was watching the game. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Well, and not only personal foul there, and then Woody got another personal foul, sent him down back to the 15-yard line. I mean, it was 2 personal fouls in the scrum, and when he did that, going down, and then Woody went out there and argued again. They gave him 30 yards in penalty.
Yeah.
Jeez, is that what it was? 30?
Yeah, 30 yards.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ohio State, we're going to catch up with Steve
Hellwagon.
Hellwagon, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't have it in front of me. For Bucknuts, and we will talk to him about Ohio State, Miami. Also on this day, 1982, the final game for head coach Paul Bear Bryant, who led Alabama to a 21-15 victory over Illinois in the Liberty Bowl. He finished with 323 wins. 2007, the Patriots completed a perfect 16-0 regular season with a comeback victory over the Giants, 38-35, becoming the first team to do so since the 72 Dolphins.
It's amazing. You're just wondering, 19-0, can they get it done? Boy, when the Giants beat them in that Super Bowl, you had, who was the running back that they had? Got 22. Passed away a couple years ago. Wasn't Kick, wasn't Zonka. Mercury Morris,
yep.
He'd always pop that champagne, get those guys ready to go. Nope, not going to happen. So it's in the National Football League right now. That'd be, barring a modern miracle, I think that's the closest of a team we'll probably ever see. Now, it could happen, but with that team and everybody they had on that team, they were healthy. They had all the skills, Randy Moss, Gronk, Brady, all the above. It's going to be very difficult for that to ever have with a 17-game schedule.
Yeah, I kind of thought the 85 Bears were going to be the team that would have done it. And then Miami beat them that night on Monday Night Football.
Never forget that one.
Yeah,
either.
and then the very next day in Chicago, that's when they filmed the legendary Super Bowl Shuffle after they lost that game to the Dolphins.
Is that when it was?
Yeah.
After that game.
Yeah, because you have Tuesdays off. That's when they did the Super Bowl Shuffle.
2013, Peyton Manning set a new NFL single-season record for passing yards, 5,477. He also got the touchdown pass record at 55. And then in 2020, the Milwaukee Bucks broke the NBA record for the most three-pointers on this day, made by a team in a single game with 29 in a big win over the Miami Heat. All right, as we get to football at 50, Week 18 is going to matter a lot. We've got 3 divisional title games, which line up, and then we have, or lined up, I should say, and then we have 2 playoff spots still unclaimed, which is wild considering yesterday it looked like all we'd be talking about was the seeding. But this is how it's going to go. Saturday night, Seahawks 49ers for the NFC West and the number 1 seed. Sunday night, Ravens Steelers for the AFC North. 2 great rivalries, both with titles on the line. And then the third divisional race features the Panthers and the Bucks battling in the NFC South. Neither team is exactly peaking right now, but the winner takes all. The guarantee, or I should say, winner take all. It's a winner take all game, which guarantees them in the playoffs. So we got some great football for this weekend. That's the way it should be. The winner take all type games in Week 18.
This is the best parity I think we've seen
going
into the last weekend.
Yes,
because a lot of times it's pretty much settled with Week 15, 16 now with the 17-game schedule. I love this. I mean, especially on Sunday night, it'll be the Ravens and Steelers winner take all.
Yep.
Winner wins that particular division.
Manuch, what happened to the Tampa Bay Bucks? They got a quality QB in Baker Mayfield. I know that they got hit with injuries during the middle of the season, but they got those guys back. They just got beat in Miami by the Dolphins yesterday.
I think they're getting out coached right now. I really do.
All right.
I mean, I watched Baker Mayfield. Baker and the pressure. I mean, hey, look, the Cardinals were competitive against Tampa Bay in Tampa. You thought that, you knew that Tampa's probably going to win it.
Yeah.
But they were pretty competitive. But, I mean, I think I watched Tampa right now. Something's wrong. Injuries aside, they still had the juice to win. But now, Baker can't do it all.
Right.
The running game's not there. They're having trouble stopping the run. They're giving up big plays. They didn't give up big plays. And to be honest with you, Jimmy B, they're very fortunate they're in this position they're in because of Baker Mayfield.
All right. Also, when it comes to the rookie success this year, some quarterbacks. We'll start with Drake May. He threw a career-high 5 touchdown passes over the Jets yesterday.
He's a second-year guy.
Second year, excuse me. But I still feel like he's a rookie.
Well, he got beat up pretty good last year.
He didn't really play that much.
He played.
Yeah, he played.
Yeah. Gerard Mayo.
When I mean play, I mean he didn't play well.
Well, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's to that point. I think a couple of guys that I think Tyler Shuck is really coming on.
I was going to get to
really
very
coming
impressive this late season run there.
Yep.
Here's the deal: you got a couple guys like Brock Purdy, who had a great game yesterday, franchise game, and then you had Tyler Shuck, who's been having a lot of success here too. Why doesn't the coach get any love?
I don't know.
Why aren't you being interviewed on, like, are
Moore,
you doing radio
you know
in
what's
like
interesting?
New Orleans or the Bay Area?
When Brock
Or are
came
you getting calls from like high school kids here in the Valley?
Yes.
Because of the success of these two guys?
Yes. Yeah.
You are?
Yeah, they have been.
Have your rates gone up?
No.
Why not, dude?
Well, you
Maybe
know.
a manager? I mean, because obviously, clearly, you're not making enough money.
if I worked 5%
commission.
Okay, I got you. You think of, Brock came on the scene. Yeah, a lot of phone calls. Who is this kid? Mr. Relevant. Did you see this in this young man when he was growing up, on and on? And with Tyler, yes, I've been interviewed by a couple of guys, but he's 26 now. I had him all through college, and last couple of years
he was hurt.
He was hurt. So a lot of guys are like, hey, you've seen this kid. Do you see this? The commonality is that they both have been very mature. They're old souls, and they've always worked at it. And Tyler, 4 wins in a row.
Yeah.
I think, you think of Cam Ward's a rookie, Tyler Shuck. I think Tyler's gone beyond that. But T-Mac in Carolina might be the leading contender, the Carolina wide receiver out of U of A as of now. But Tyler has a great shot at coming, if he wins this last game, of being at least in the conversation for Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
So some player milestones. Derrick Henry continued his historic run, moving up to 10th on the all-time career rushing yards list and time for 4th in rushing touchdowns. And then 49er running back Christian McCaffrey, he topped the 2,000 yards mark from scrimmage for the 3rd time in his career. A feat only surpassed by Hall of Famers Marshall Faulk, Eric Dickerson, and Walter Payton. So you can put Christian McCaffrey in there as well. We did find out today that Marcus Freeman, the head coach of Notre Dame, has informed all the NFL teams he is staying at Notre Dame for 2026.
Rock, you got to figure that his phone to his agent was ringing off the hook. It had to be ringing off the hook.
Guys,
people wanting that guy.
Guy getting out in front of it.
Yeah.
There may be 5-6 firings next Monday.
Yes, that's right.
Black Monday is what we like to call it. And I thought it was also very interesting when you look at the amount of money these guys are making plus their bonuses. They're on par with NFL head coaches.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
The only thing is, it used to be, well, I don't want to deal with all the recruiting and the NIL. Well, now they got a general manager. That staff, I found out this weekend, the staff, there's at least on some major programs, there's 10 people on the recruiting staff, on the NIL staff. I mean, you go on and on and on, and there might be some staffs that have 16 total compared to 40 on a staff to handle all that. So they're corporations, they're big business. But now a head coach can go, hey, I'll be here to close the deal. You guys go do your thing. I'll monitor it. Why would he move on to the National Football League?
Let me ask you, Dabo Swinney, they lose to Penn State in their bowl game. He finishes 7-6. Now, granted, he's done a great job there at Clemson.
Yep.
But I know there was going to be a press conference this afternoon, and I haven't seen anything from it that people thought maybe he would not be invited back. But I haven't seen anything. So I'm assuming that didn't happen because we would have heard of it by now.
Yes.
They were not going to bring him back. But he'd be a guy, if all the poaching that we're seeing in college athletics, especially head coaches, Dabo Swinney seems like one that could have gone to even Michigan. And it's interesting because I kind of brought up Kyle Whittingham to you last week.
You did.
Like, nah, I'm not. Nah, he's retired. I'm telling you. And I just talked to Kyle like a week ago, congratulating him on his great career.
Yeah.
And then, hey, I look forward to playing golf with him when he comes into Phoenix when he's, retired. But that didn't go well. And I haven't bugged him yet just to congratulate him on the Michigan job because I don't think he knows I'm an Ohio State fan. But that is an absolute grand slam of a hire.
I agree. 100%.
Grand slam.
100%.
And the thing that he said, look, I didn't retire. I just resigned from Utah. And I went, you know what? Yeah, it's not like Kleiman did at K-State. He retired. He's done with coaching.
Who?
Kleiman.
Nobody even knows who that is.
He's head coach at K-State. How do you know?
How long was he head coach?
Jim
1
Kleiman.
year? 2 years?
6 years at K-State.
Yeah. They're not even relevant.
But here's the thing. When you think of a Kyle Whittingham, you go, you're right. He just said he did all he could do at Utah. There he was maybe the strategy was resign and then go to Michigan.
Football 50 is sponsored by Backyard Desert Ridge. The big game always sells out. Reserve your table now. Grab the best seat in front of the LED walls, and you won't miss a second. So just stop by Backyard Desert Ridge today and personally select your seat for the big game. All right, coming up, college football, Ohio State versus Miami, the CFP pressure, Ryan Day's legacy moment. We're going to get into all that as we'll go inside the Ohio State side next with Steve Hellwagon from Bucknuts. We are live from Big's American Bar and Grill located 83rd Avenue, Bell Road. This is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN Radio Phoenix on FM at 98.7 HD2 and on the Arizona Sports app.
Kick off game day with the mouth-watering taste of Redbird Farms chicken.